Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about whether or not the marijuana dispensary or the marijuana grow that you work at or that you want to work at, is this a legitimate place to work? Do they have all their credentials? We're going to need to talk about that. This is so important. I get a lot of comments and a lot of inquiries, especially through email about this. Before we begin, if you own a private security company or you work private security and you engage in some type of security operation, you have photos of yourself, photos of your employees doing good security work, I want to acknowledge those of you who are doing good things in private security. I'm running out of photographs, I'm running out of videos. I can't keep featuring your favorite security companies, Allied, Universal, and Securitas. I can't keep showing your favorite companies. I want to be able to show men and women who work for other companies doing good things. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll leave my email in the description box below. So let's get started. If you work uniform security at a marijuana grow and you are hired directly by the grow or the dispensary, you can work private security. That's not a problem. However, you cannot be armed with either a baton or a firearm. You absolutely cannot if you're in-house security. What in-house security refers to is that employer-employee relationship where the employer hires you directly. So if you work directly for this marijuana dispensary and grow, the paycheck, if you look at your paycheck, it should reflect the name of the company that employed you. Not the security company, the actual grow or dispensary. Now keep in mind that some grows or dispensaries use a DBA statement. So they might be operating under a different business name. Those are some of the nuances that you have to keep in mind. Now, if you are working armed with either a baton or firearm, that marijuana grow or dispensary needs to have a private patrol operator license. There's no exceptions. And that's if you're working armed or unarmed, uniformed, okay, uniform security. Now, if you're working plainclothes, meaning that there is very little likelihood that somebody would identify you as a private security officer. If you're working that type of security assignment and you don't have any type of uniform, then you can get away with just having a concealed carry permit. But it's once you put on a uniform that you have to have that, you have to be under that private patrol operator license. Now, if you work for a security company or you're about to work for a security company that contracts with the marijuana grower dispensary, that security company needs to have what's called a private patrol operator license. Now, how do you know if it's contract security or not? I want you to look at the pay stub. Does the pay stub say the name of the security company, or does it say the name of the marijuana grower dispensary? If it says the name of the marijuana grower dispensary, this is probably an illegitimate business relationship. Now, it's not 100% guarantee what I'm telling you is going to be fact. You need to do your own due diligence. You need to consult with an attorney when in doubt. I'm not an attorney. This is not legal professional advice. Also, when in doubt, consult with BSIS, the Bureau of Security Investigative Services. Unfortunately, it takes them a long time to get back to you. Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 1 day. It just varies. In the description box below, if I get any new information, I'll put that information in that box. Also, I'll leave a link to the Bureau of Cannabis Control. That is the bureau that's overseen by the Attorney General's office. If a marijuana grow or dispensary, if this is a legitimate business, they have to be licensed by the Bureau of Cannabis Control. Okay, Cannabis Control. I'll leave a link in the description box. Make sure that you type in the name of the place of business and then press the search button to see if they are licensed. I think a better feature, if you just go to the city or county where you're located and just zoom in on the map and see if your location pops up. That's probably the better route to take. Also, if you're wondering whether the security company you work for, if this is a licensed security agency, I'll leave a link in the description box below. You can click on the link to the Bureau of Security Investigative Services, Department of Consumer Affairs, and search under business name the name of your security company. I want you guys to be really careful. This is why. If you get any type of use of force event, even a shooting, what's going to end up happening is if the security company you don't work for, that you work for, does not have the proper commercial liability insurance, when it comes down to criminal representation, you have almost no coverage. Almost nothing. I've done videos on what to do if you get involved in a shooting as a private security officer. Make sure you guys watch those videos. I have other videos in my private patrol. Most of the videos are my private patrol operator qualified manager course that I created about 6 months ago. I go into depth on what to do as an employer if your officers get involved in a shooting. And the major question is, well, how do I get legal representation? That's usually covered under your commercial liability insurance plan, because the insurance company wants to cover you on the criminal side many times, because what happens on the criminal side could lead to devastation on the civil side. And I'm talking about monetary penalties. That's why they're more apt to defend you on the criminal side. But if you don't have the proper licensure, no insurance company out there is going to insure you for these types of events. And if you work directly for the cannabis grow or the dispensary, the chances are that there's very little likelihood that you are going to be defended in a shooting, unless that marijuana grow or dispensary has license that would cover you on the civil side, and it usually covers battery. But you guys have to do your own due diligence. If you are getting paid an amount that you think is just awesome, it's more than what law enforcement officers get paid, more than FBI agents get paid, it's just an awesome pay and you're shocked, it's probably too good to be true. The employer, meaning either the cannabis employer or the private patrol operator, which is just your fancy name for a private security company in California, they're probably not paying for insurance, and they're probably not taking any payroll deductions. That's probably why you're getting this huge amount of pay, sometimes because of the danger also. But if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Okay, so let me just give you a brief rundown once again. If you work as a security contractor for a marijuana business, meaning a security company contracts with the marijuana company, that security company needs a private patrol operator license. If you work security, if you work uniformed or plainclothes, unarmed security for a marijuana business, that business needs to have a proprietary security employer license. And I'll leave a link in the description box below. Actually, this is the first time I mentioned that. It's called a proprietary private security employer license. Run that company. They're probably not even listed. They probably don't even know. If you work plain clothes and you want to work armed, and you work directly for this employer, you can do so as long as you don't have any resemblance of security. You throw on those cargo pants, those BDUs or tactical pants, that could give somebody the impression that you are a security officer, and that marijuana grow dispensary business needs to have a private patrol operator license. You guys, a lot of marijuana grows dispensaries, they don't know about the laws that I'm discussing. They want to take the shortcut out. Please do not get involved in some of this stuff. when a law enforcement agency raids the property, it doesn't matter if you, let's just say that you're fully licensed as a private security guard. You have your armed permit. They conduct the raid. If they check to see if your employer has a private patrol operator license, assuming this is contract security, and they find out that they don't, everything that you have on you is illegitimate. So you're basically carrying a loaded firearm in a public place. There's no exemption because you don't fall under any type of employer-employee relationship, because that company that pays you, the security company, does not have a private patrol operator license. You are going to, listen, you are going to be arrested and criminally charged. When law enforcement agencies conduct these raids, it doesn't matter how small of an infraction, they get everybody in this huge fishnet, especially private security. Don't fall into the trap, you guys. Don't fall into the trap. If you guys want to share any special information with me, send me an email. Now, I can't receive any criminal related information because of conflict of interest, but if it's non-criminal related, send me an email. I'm interested in always keeping you guys updated. The reason why I made this video is because I get emails from you guys. I read the comments as well, and I'm concerned. I don't want you guys out there thinking that you're operating legitimately when you're not. The money's just not worth it. 99.9% of the time, or many of the times, these marijuana grows, they want to subcontract security services because they don't want to be liable if something happens. If there's some type of armed robbery, they don't want to be liable, so they subcontract. But most of them don't know the laws about subcontracting private security. Anyhow, guys, please like the content, subscribe, share, comment. I am always looking forward to the dialogue. Take care and please be safe.